state. Some of you may be watching now from the South. So that's a question I just wanted to ask all of you. I went out on the streets of Nashville and I asked some people why are they here and why do they think people want to move here? What is so great about Nashville, Tennessee, and what's so great about the South? Is it economics? Is it family life? Is it education? What is it? So here's what they had to say about why they think people are moving here to Nashville.
You been here all your life?
No, actually, we moved here 5 years ago from the West Coast.
Here?
Yeah.
California?
California. What, Northern California.
Just interviewed another guy, did the same thing.
Yeah.
So why did you move here?
We wanted to get out of California. My dog is barking at me. Just wanted to get out of California. I love the state, but politicians are ruining it, in our opinion.
Really?
Are you a big political person, or is it just
really just in my opinion, the politicians are just the homelessness problem, the way the politicians run the state, and it wasn't even really the cost of living, because I've only known that my entire life. And my dad was from the South, and my husband wanted to leave the state of California, and we love Nashville because of the proximity to places, because we go to Florida quite a bit. We go to travel to a lot of places in this area, so Nashville is just...
What's so good about it? I hear they don't have state income tax and
No state income tax. Danny, good Lord.
Hello?
No state income tax is good.
Yeah.
Weather's good. I mean, I don't know, I just like it. The people,
that's the thing. I've never been to LA or I've never been to San Fran, but the people here seem so friendly, no matter who you are or what you believe.
It's incredible. I mean, there's so many different people from different areas, and everybody's always really kind and nice. And, in California, if you lived in a high-rise downtown and you said, talk to your neighbors in the elevator, they look at you like you're crazy. And here, if you don't talk to them, they look at you like you're crazy because, everybody's just so friendly.
So you're happier here?
Oh, way. I mean, I miss my friends, but we have everybody wants to visit here. So some of my friends I actually see more here all the way across the country than I did when I lived, 30 minutes away from them.
Okay, and you told me you were from California. What brought you here?
One of the main things was cost of living. It's crazy expensive to live in California. Was, born in California, lived there my whole life. I've got 2 daughters, so it's really hard to afford that. And cost of living out there, gas is like $7 a gallon, property taxes through the roof. It's crazy.
How long have you been here?
For about a year now.
Oh, only a year. Okay. And here there's no state income tax?
Correct.
How big of a deal is that?
It's a pretty big deal. I mean, from what I was making in California, I would pull in like $650 every 2 weeks. Just getting paid the same amount that I get paid out here, I'd pull in about $1,000 a week.
I'm from Michigan, and there's people moving here all the time from where I live. Are you seeing that too? People from all over?
Oh yeah, yeah. They were when I was moving out here. They were saying they're estimated like 1,000 a day. People moving into Tennessee. So
anything bad? The traffic obviously kind of bad because of that, but
I mean, in comparison to California, it's nothing. Take me 2 hours to go 60 miles. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I also talked to someone who left Michigan. They left Michigan to come here to Tennessee. I talked to them as well just a short time ago about why they decided to leave Michigan and move south. Let's take a look. You're Michelle. Now, did you grow up in Michigan?
I actually did not. I grew up in Washington State.
Oh, wow. Okay. What led you at some point to Michigan?
So I'm a nomad by nature. I've lived all over the country. I've traveled all over, but I met somebody and he was from Owasso.
Oh, okay. So you were there for a decent amount of time or no?
Yeah, almost 7 years.
Okay, 7 years. So what do you think of Michigan while you were there?
So in all honesty, I loved it. I fell in love. It's the most rooted I felt. It was really hard to leave. I even have the Flint coordinates tattooed on me. It's always going to feel like home. So I go back often because I love it so much, but we needed a change.
Okay. Cool. Now, lately, I left my job doing the mainstream media thing, and I'm doing independent journalism, and there's so many people, like I'm in Nashville right now, as you are in Nashville right now, where you're parked. Why do you think people are leaving the North, or why did you leave? Now, you didn't move to Nashville, you moved to Tennessee, right?
Yeah, I'm in the Chattanooga area.
Okay. Oh, beautiful area.
Yes.
So what was your reasoning? Was it personal, a job, a relationship, or
Definitely personal. I mean, my husband wanted to move more than I did, but I would say it was a little bit more political.
really? Because you hear that from some people and they're like, well, people don't really move because of politics, but I guess they do at times.
They absolutely do. And during COVID, we were very unhappy to be where we were, and we ended up coming to Tennessee a lot during COVID. And when we traveled here, we just felt the morals, the integrity, the values that were held down here just fit our character more.
I've been in Nashville now for a couple days. I used to live in Birmingham, Alabama, and it feels different. I grew up in Michigan, but it feels different. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. There's just a feel with the people. I don't know how to put my arms around that.
It's a completely different vibe. I don't know if they're just happier because the sun shines more here or it's warmer, but the people are a lot more down to earth, a little bit more kind and welcoming.
When it comes to jobs, for example, in Nashville, I am seeing construction on every corner. I don't know if Chattanooga is growing as well, but it seems like people are moving to this state in record numbers. Are you seeing that near where you live?
Absolutely. And it's funny because I constantly am complaining about the infrastructure of Chattanooga, but I'm part of the problem because everybody's flocking down there. Yeah. Jobs. I mean, it honestly, I got multiple job offers when I came. I held out, and now me and my husband both have amazing jobs, and we're making better money than we were making in Michigan.
Wow. So you got to pick from offers that were coming in.
I did. I actually kind of switched careers. I did a lot of volunteer work in Michigan, and I loved it so much. And I was able to take that volunteer experience and turn that into a job opportunity here, which was a little bit harder back up north.
Okay. In Michigan, obviously you know about the roads in Michigan. The roads are horrible.
I don't miss the roads.
You don't miss the roads. So politically, during COVID, and I covered Governor Whitmer during this, Michigan was one of the toughest, the most extreme when it came to all of that. Did that open your eyes a little bit?
A lot, actually. I'm not really a politically driven person. I would say my husband is a little bit more, but just having those restrictions and me being such a nomad and, wanting to live, it was definitely an eye-opening experience for me.
Yeah. So in Tennessee, is it correct to say then maybe personal freedom was a good one reason that you
Huge.
moved?
Number one, and two, it's a tax-free state.
Oh, that's what, yeah, like Florida. So there is no state income tax?
No state income tax.
How big is that? I mean, people don't even think about that in Michigan because we were born, that's all we knew is state income tax.
No, it makes a huge difference. And it's funny because, living on the border of Chattanooga, your living options, it's a little bit cheaper to live in Georgia. I could actually walk to Georgia where I live, but there's
Oh.
no way we're going over the line because it makes that much of a difference.
And do they have state income tax in Georgia?
They do, yes.
They do. So that is a big difference. So what's your suggestion if Michelle was named the governor of Michigan, if we could put you back there? She's trying to get people to come back. She had a big multi-million-dollar ad campaign, about you can more access to abortion, more LGBTQ friendly. What does Michigan need to do to get people back? What do you think would get people? I only moved back because of family. If it wouldn't have been for family, there'd be no way in heck I would have been back to Michigan. It is a beautiful state. What do they need to do to get people? Because you're one of them. What would it convince you to go back or stop people from leaving?
Yeah, friends and family, I think, would be the only reason I would come back. But in all honesty, I think that the difference I see here is I work a lot with kids. They really have the mindset of kids first. I'm not saying they don't in Michigan. It's just the funding for everything from the police in Flint to the roads to, I mean, it seems like all the money is being put into the wrong places. Whereas here it's really family driven and children driven. And also the personal freedom thing. I appreciate that Michigan is very accepting of all types, and it might be a little bit more conservative, I guess you could say, down here. But it almost seems like it's leaning so far that way that conservative folks aren't as welcome. So it would be nice to have an equal balance.
Yeah, because in Tennessee, I worked in Alabama and Birmingham. You had a variety of people. And here in Nashville, you have Democrats, Republicans, independents. But it seems like, I know people may not agree with me, but it seems like people get along here.
They do. It's so inclusive, so diverse. I mean, in Chattanooga, I would say it's 50, as far as like race, I mean, there's blacks, there's whites, and it doesn't seem to be a lot of racism like I would see in Flint and Michigan.
Yeah, and it exists everywhere. So, and that's what you're saying. And even I know some people who have, maybe they're even independent or more conservative, but they say they don't feel as welcomed in Michigan. And I don't care if you're in Alabama, Michigan, no one should be made to feel like, oh, this is a Republican state, this is a
Right.
Democrat state. It should just be the United States.
Totally true. But what's so funny is, like, you people honestly don't really even ask here. That's the huge difference, is nobody's really going around with a political agenda. You're just here, you're living, you're doing good, you're putting things out good into the world, and no one's asking me what I believe or, what my political viewpoint is. And I love that.
Yeah, my wife was a hairstylist. She worked in Alabama, and she was always told, you don't talk politics or college football, because in the South, college football
Go
is a
Balls.
yeah, and the weather as well. I'm looking out my window right now in the hotel, and it's like 60s, or going to be 68 today or something. And Michigan is whatever. So, have you met other people that have moved to Tennessee from other states?
Oh gosh, yeah. My daughter told me about a really cool app called Bumble, where they have a BFF version where you can make friends. I've made
really?
friends. Yeah, I've made a great group of friends already from Panama, from Ohio, from New York. Yeah, people have moved from all over.
Wow. Okay, well, I wanted to talk to a real person, because a lot of times the media, they say so many people are leaving Michigan. Why? And I know jobs are a big reason, but happiness, it sounds like with you, it's happiness.
Happiness and good water.
Yeah, that's true. But you would think Michigan we're surrounded by the Great Lakes. You would think that would be the case.
You would think.
Yeah, so sad. Okay, well, I will let you go. You have to catch a flight. You're actually headed back to Michigan right now?
I'm going to go see some of my friends. Yeah, just for the weekend.
Okay, do you find a lot of people saying, hey, can I come stay with you? Or when I lived in the South in Alabama, a lot of people wanted to visit. Yeah.
All the time. They see all the hikes and the waterfalls I see, and they're ready for me to show them around.
Dang. Okay. Well, I'm going to let you go. I know I have to get going. You have to get going. But thank you for offering insight, because I like talking to real people instead of governors and lawmakers, and you're about as real as it gets.
Absolutely, Dave. Thank you so much for having me.
Very interesting indeed as to why people are leaving Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio. Now, in the state of Michigan, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer did an ad campaign. Her ad campaign focused that in Michigan is open to LGBTQ. You are more accessible to get an abortion in Michigan. She targeted that ad campaign in other states. Now, I want to know what you think. Is that a successful way to advertise a state, to drive people to your state? Why do people move to certain areas? What do you think it is? Is it because of jobs, family? I know I would have never moved back to Michigan if it wasn't for family. There's no way I would have done that at all. But that's why I moved back to Michigan, was because of family. I'll tell you, there's no way I would have done it. I probably would have stayed in North Carolina or Pittsburgh. I love North Carolina. I lived in Wilmington, North Carolina for only 2 years, but it was a great experience. I loved it there. I also loved Birmingham, Alabama. Some of the most friendliest people I've ever known in my life, and I am still good friends with many of them there. So just wanted to come here to Nashville to take a look and see why people are leaving the northern states. A lot of people are going to say it has to do with politics. They may not like, Governor Whitmer. They may not like Governor Newsom. But in the end, is that really going to stop you or make you move a state? Some people it will. But for many people, it's education, it's warm weather, it's the economic environment, many reasons why. So let's keep up the discussion. Let's keep talking. Share this video out with all of your friends. But on location in Nashville, Tennessee, I am Dave Bondy for Keeping It Real. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you. 3, 2, 1. On this week, 3, 2, 1. On my next 3, 2, 1. On my next Keeping It Real show, I am coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee. You're going to want to see this. Why are so many people leaving states like Michigan, California, New York, Ohio? Why are they coming here to Tennessee and Florida and North Carolina and Georgia, places like this. Why are they coming here? I'm going to be taking a deep dive into that, talking with the people here in Nashville, and just finding out what is happening. Make sure you watch. Become a paid supporter on my locals community. If you are a paid supporter, you will be able to watch the entire show. It's only $5 a month, and you are helping to support my independent journalism. I can only do things like this because of you. I'll see you, everyone.